Hello, hello, hello. I should be streaming. Welcome to Daylight Savings Time. And I did not think this all the way through. I was planning to take a nap earlier in the day, and I figured, okay, Sunday I don't have anything to do except for I am going to go donate blood tomorrow morning, so I have an appointment for that. And yeah, that's always great not to have much sleep before doing that. But yeah, let's get to what this stream is about. And I have my smoke detector, I have my carbon monoxide detector, I have another smoke detector, and I need to go check on one more thing. I will be right back. Sorry about that. I needed to go grab something to drink. Once I started talking, I realized my voice was pretty hoarse. So I'm trying something new this time. I'm trying the new dual. What I can't remember what they call it. What do they call it? I'd have to look this up. Let me see. Stream settings. Dual stream. Yeah, so it is currently both long form or vertical and horizontal or standard or however you want to call it. The doesn't look like it's lined up too well. I'll try to keep both in the shot, but my monitor and OBS isn't really gonna help me with that too much. So I have my multimeter here. So let's let's get to this. I was gonna make some stupid joke that said you had to change the batteries exactly 2 a.m. and yeah, nah. And I am going to drop my drink. So I need to find a good place to put it. And I am running out of vertical space. Or yeah, flat space. Okay. That's why I have so much junk on my work table right now. So I was able to, well, this battery, I'll talk about that later. I was able to find both my 9-volt and AA's because my carbon monoxide detector is a AA. So I will start with the smoke alarm. And I only grabbed one. I'll put this one back and grab the other one in a little bit. Should have just grabbed that now when I went to go grab my drink. I'm going to go check the voltage on that after. And okay, and I need to line it up this way. And I don't know if it's gonna chirp as soon as I close it, so you may, if you have headphones on, may turn off your or move your headphones. Nope, but I will hit the push to test. That's gonna get loud. In 3, 2, 1. Yep, that works. So I'll go put that back in a minute. Put that aside. And grab the... And I think I did recently change the batteries on this. So these batteries may not be even too old, but I can't recall. And... okay. Put those aside. I don't even know how... I know carbon monoxide detectors have a limited lifetime, and once you hit that, they just go off. That's why I have like 3 somewhere in my house that aren't used anymore because they hit their useful life. And go ahead and change this battery. It doesn't look like we have too many people watching. I wonder why. Yeah. And I don't know if anyone is watching from another country and is wondering what I am doing, because I do. Okay, that seemed to work. Let me put the back on. And this one usually I keep in my office. Okay, I'm assuming all zeros is good. Please stop beeping. Should have warned you about that. Okay, I think it stopped beeping. So got the one smoke alarm and one of my carbon monoxide detectors. Done. So let's go ahead. Let's see how much. And I'm a little tangled up. I don't know which. Okay, so I have. Okay, so I'm going to pull out this lead, because this is the lead that I did in a previous video where I put a alligator clip on here. So I'm not going to use the alligator clip, and I am going to use a regular lead, a regular probe, whatever you want to call it. And we are, I was doing some stuff with HC, but we were going to do DC. Grab the battery. There's one probe. There's the other. I'm just going to lay it down on there. And that's not really visible. Let me see. If I put it over here, is it going to be on both shots? It should be in both shots then. No. What is, wait, maybe? Yeah. And then maybe this will have, let's see. So 8.15. So this battery is actually pretty bad. So this goes with my, we'll go with my other bad batteries over here. Now let's see with these double A's. Let's see how they do. And this is without a load, so who knows. These are at 1.3, so these are, let me see if I put it on the, yeah, so that one's pretty low. Yeah, so maybe I haven't changed these recently. .4, okay. Should have checked the batteries before I put them in there. What? They should be at 1.5. Then again, this, that's a 9. Okay, let's see how much the this new 9 volt, which I don't know how new it is. Let's see how. Oops. Put that back to 20 volt. Okay, a little, well, almost a volt over 9. But so that is there. Now let me see about this double A, which I think that's why I have the other double A somewhere, because I keep replacing 3 and they come in packs of 4, and then I have just a loose double A that I don't know what to do with. Okay. So yeah, all those batteries are bad, or not something I'd really want to risk my life on. So yeah, if you want to always have good fire safety. Same thing with when I'm doing other projects. I have a fire extinguisher or a fire blanket nearby. So there's that. Now, what to do next? I do need to go grab that other smoke detector in a moment, but let me just try to clear up. So I need this battery. This is the good battery. I don't need this double A right now. I'll deal with that. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you've seen my other video where I had the problem with my webcam, I'm actually, that's the webcam I'm using right now. I did buy another webcam that does work, and I misplaced it. I think I may have hooked it up to another computer temporarily, and I do have my other webcams, but if I start moving those, things are just going to fall all over the place. So what had happened is that I ended up upgrading the kernel. Well, I used the normal apt kernel. So let's go take a look at that real quick. So, do I have a terminal window? I thought I had a terminal window. Yes, I have a terminal window. Let's show the terminal window. Yeah, this is, as you can see here, I have this webcam main, which, let's see, -L, webcam main is, I have a dev rule to map the webcam there, which in this case is webcam 2, because on this laptop the internal one is webcam 1, and if I was to connect one of the other webcams, or if I realize where I put my microscope, that would also be one of the devs. But so now I have the kernel 6.12.73. And the current 12, the 6.12 is at 7.6, but it takes a little bit before it propagates down to Debian. It's usually like 3 minor revisions down, but somewhere, I want to say somewhere around 40 is where the issue started and then reverted back. So that's that. Let me pull up this. Okay. So I still, like I said, I still have that other webcam. And some other stuff that documents. Oh yeah, that's what I called it. So this is something I was working on for a video earlier today, and let me see, print FC. Okay, let me just comment that out, and then remove the variable, and we'll make it, and I just have a very rudimentary make file. But this is something that no matter, and I'll show you the source files for these. I have one using, as you can tell, printf, put s, or write, and they all have the same size, which is 16K, roughly 16K. So, and they all have the same hello world. So, hello world, hello world. Oops. That one has 2. Oh, that's why, yeah, because I believe put S actually, yeah, does do a new line. Let's make that again. And still, yeah, they all still have the same file size. I don't know if, yeah, diff really wouldn't work out well with this. So I'm gonna open up, get 3 different tabs. So, and let me just test puts. Yep, it only does one. So you have that. Printf. C. Okay. So I have it using write going to standard out, and with write you still have to put the number of characters in. I have printf and adding the %d doesn't really change much. Adding the variable, because that's what I wanted to do, is see how, but I'm wondering if it's being optimized, which is why I also put the -s files, which is the assembly. So there's the, and that is actually yeah, so hello world, and then it is calling put s, but now if so it's calling put s there, but I already have it open. Where do I have it open? I have it open here. So if I comment that out, put that back, and make that, and then look at it now. It's a little bit, now it's using printf instead of the put s for this command, and now it's also the executable is now 8 bytes longer, and I don't recall what the assembly file was, but it's doing a little bit more with the there. And now let me see. No, not like I said, I should have gotten more sleep. Yeah, so I want to turn off optimization. I can't remember the code for that. I want to say it's like G. Yeah, G. No, that's the. I think G is the debug. Yeah, the G is the debug level. Okay, optimization options. Huh. I could look through my old other man files, or make files, sorry. Okay, so dash 0. Because dash. Oh, now is that a? Yes, so dash O is for the output file. Let's see, dash 0, dash 0, wait, yeah, I want both the dash 0, because I do want the now let's see if this works. So dash L and make. So it's not. So is it a capital O? Okay, so let's go with capital O. Yeah, that makes sense. Capital O for optimization. Oh. Okay. Does not seem that it changed the optimization at all. Let's see. Okay, so it did make some of the. So the executable isn't, and I think that might just be the bare minimum for an executable using the C standard library, and at 1 o'clock in the morning or 1:30 in the morning, I am not planning on playing around with that. But let's see if I can change the optimization. So close that out. Let's go back to the man page for GCC and see. Okay, so it has O. Maybe I have to change it to 0. So let's change that to O0. And exit that. Yep, I want to save it. So let's make. Yeah, no real change there. Still. Okay, so let's. Has up to 3. Let's go ahead and make them 3s. And if anyone has any questions, just go ahead, throw it in the comments. No, in the chat. That's what I meant. Go ahead and make that. And still not much of a difference. Like I said, I am beginning to think. Did I just knock out my audio? No, I did not. I have a loose USB cable for my microphone, so every so often that gets knocked out. Cross compiling, either it's all encompassing or that's cross compiling. Okay, so that -o is the output file. Okay, or lowercase o. Dump file I don't really need. It may not have a okay, so this seems to be okay. And discover, yeah, binary optimization, optimizations. That's not really helping. Okay, it just went to yeah, so there's a way to check what the standard is. You could set the standard or you can so there's a way to print the standard and I can't remember what it is. Yeah, so C23 is the newest C version, and there's a couple of things like you can do %b in printf, and it'll print out the binary value. And let's actually do that. I'll show you that. So we will use uint 8 underscore t, and yeah, we'll leave it as 10, but we need to include, I think you still need to include it with yeah, I think to make it backwards compatible, you still need to include standard ink. And make. And I did not do what I wanted to do. I wanted to do %b. That's what I wanted to do. That's what the whole point of that was. And I made it a uint 8 because I didn't want a whole. So now you can see that the binary, so that's 1, 2, 4. So it's 1, 8 and 1, 2. So that's the binary representation, but you wouldn't know just from there. So you would want to put something like 0B, so you can tell that that is a binary. So we can do instead of that, we'll do %D. That will show it as a decimal. And make it and print it. And okay, I'm going to use a different, I'm going to do 12 just because I am not going to do it as something that is clearly looks binary, and make it again and excuse me. So now the binary is 1100, so it's 8 and 4. So that's the 8's place, and that's the 4's place, and that 8 plus 4 is 12. And let's see. Is it? Actually, let's go ahead and yes, so let's see, oops. This is printf's man page, and I don't know which version this is. Let's just do a search for %B. Nope. Okay, it's showing %D, but only is it a modifier? I forget what the term is. That might be what I need to look for. Format modifier, length, version specifier. Okay. So X, that's the one for hex. That's what I was looking for. And I still need to fix my, so that go bye-bye, and that's still there. So now we are going to do it as, I'll do a lowercase x, and so %x, so make this again and run it. Okay, so that is not including the with the lowercase x. Now if I do % with uppercase x, is that just going to make the C, the 12 capitalized? Make it And run it. Yeah, that's what it does. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that it would do the 0x or the 0x. So 0x, and we will leave this as a lowercase x. And x2, that will give it 2 hexes, if I recall correctly. Yes, no, that just put the number 2 there. Is it x? Oh wait, wrong x, x2. Nope. Is it x dot 2? I'm just gonna keep trying stuff. Or I can go back to the man page. Yeah, let's go back to the man page. Okay. So, okay, so percent 2f for float. Let's percent 2x. Let's see if that puts it as 2 hexes. That was interesting. Just put a space there. The value should be converted to an alternative for this. It should be 0 padding. Length modified. Integer conversion for du blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm a little dumbfounded here because I am drawing a blank on how to do one more thing, and then I'm just going to give up. Percent 2x. That's what I thought. Percent number x. I don't think that's correct. Okay, that's maybe that's what I wanted. No, it's doing 0xc still. So maybe one more dollar sign? Percent. So it needs to be 3. No, it's still doing 0xc. If anyone in chat knows what I'm doing wrong, please let me know. Oh yeah, how is the poll going? Let's see. Make daylight saving time the whole year round has 1 vote, and make daylight savings time the whole year. Make standard time. Oh, poll just changed. So it's 1 vote for daylight saving time the whole year and 2 votes to make standard time the whole year. So if you voted in the poll, please let me know what your thought process is in chat. So my thought process for daylight savings is I prefer more light at night than I do during in the morning, but I can see how that would affect things. I would have to look that up. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull that window back up, and let's just take a sunrise on, let's just say December 21st in, let's go Washington, D.C. So today it would have been 7:29, or tomorrow would be 7:29. Can I change the date? That's what I want to do. Oh. Yeah, this website doesn't seem to be letting me change the date. Oh, there it is. Okay, this will be next. Yeah, let's go with the 2025. December 2025. Oh. Yeah, Northern Chimp. I think you are right. It doesn't really matter what you call the time. Yeah, that does make sense. So I'm just curious now. So on December 21st, the sunrise was at 7:23, and the sunset was 4:49, and I believe that is with during, yeah, that would be standard time. Now with daylight savings, that would change it to like 8. Yeah, if I'm doing the math correct. Yeah, someone let me know if I'm doing the math correct. So that would make it, the sunrise would be at 8:22. So yeah, that is kind of late for the, especially if kids are going to school and stuff. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. But let's fast forward to now, March of 26. Maybe if my mouse will play nice. And March of 26. Stop moving. Okay, so yeah, so sunrise tomorrow in DC is going to be at 7:29, where it was 6:30 today. Well, on the 7th, yeah, it technically is the 8th today, at least in the Eastern time zone. So and sunset was at 6:07, but now it's going to be 7:08. Yeah, because you're adding a minute here, a minute there until we get to June. And let's while we're at, let's go take a look at June. I still need to change the battery on that other smoke detector. I'll do that in a moment. June, so June 21st. So sunrise is 5 something, 5 that 42, and then sunset is 8:39. I always thought it was later, but I could be off. But yeah, and then you have nautical twilight, which is ends at like 10:30. So, but then you get to December, and when is nautical twilight? Nautical twilight, nautical twilight. I really should get this. December 21st. Yeah, nautical and well, astronomical and nautical twilight. I can't remember which one I was looking at. Or civil twilight. Yeah, that's pretty early. Whereas the sun actually sets, yeah, before 5 o'clock. Yeah, we got 9 hours of daylight. And speaking of which, let's go with time.gov and see. We got 4 minutes left, or 3 minutes and 3 seconds left until the East Coast changes. So now we're going to switch completely over from 1:59 to 3 o'clock. And I don't know, do I get an extra hour of watch time for each of you? Because I go from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock? That just give me all the extra watch time? I doubt it. I really do. Because I think they watch time and everything is probably all going by UTC, Coordinated Universal Time. It is only accurate if you're right in the meridian, yeah. So I think that actually one of the things here was the solar noon. So that was one of the columns here on this is what time is the solar noon. And if we move back over to March, maybe. Yeah, so the solar noon is 12:20, and then it jumps to 1 o'clock. So the solar noon is going to jump. SML fan 2025. So the I don't know if they spring forward all at the same time. I think each one does it on um its own time zone. So we'll actually see here that will it switch to daylight savings and instead of Eastern. So that's yeah, because then you have Arizona that doesn't change, and well, Hawaii doesn't change, but they don't really interact with anybody in a time zone. Actually, I don't know if Alaska. I think they do. Yeah. So okay. So this just changed. So now instead of being 1 hour off from Central Time, Daylight Time is now 2 hours off. So Central Time will change over in an hour, and I am not going to still be streaming there because I still need to get up to go donate blood. So I don't know how much longer I'll be doing that. So yeah, so Eastern Time has switched over. Central Time will switch over in an hour. Mountain Time, except for Arizona, will switch over in 2 hours, and Pacific Time will switch over in 3 hours. And the poll's looking a little. We got up to 5 votes now on the poll. So uh, looks like one for make like daylight saving times the whole year. One for I don't use daylight savings time, and three for make standard time the whole year. Okay. So we have that, and let's see what else do we got here. Yeah, so today in the Eastern Time at when the sun is at noon, it's gonna be 1:18 p.m. And if anyone would care to subscribe, I'm currently at 899 subscribers. I was up to 900 earlier, but it keeps going up and down. In the last 28 days, I've gotten 10 new subscribers, but that in reality, I got 12 but lost 2. So, but yeah, so I did include some videos of when I changed the batteries first time I did it since I've had the channel. If anyone cares to watch those, originally it was in November, and I believe what day is it in November? It's usually, I think it's the first Sunday, like after the first Monday or something like that, or the second Sunday. So we are going to switch back and yeah, because it used to be sometime in October, and then they changed it. I think for Halloween. I think Halloween had some reason why they changed the time. Yes, so Michigan. So that's the thing with Michigan. Whereas it's interesting where on the coast it will be so on the Atlantic coast. So if you're right, like if you're in DC, New York, Boston, Philadelphia, that area, and you look on the 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 sunrise and sunset there. So let's go ahead and copy that. So let's go with how do you spell it? Petoskey. Hold on, let me look on. Yeah. Petoskey. Yeah, sure. Doesn't really matter where in Petoskey. So if we look at there and then we see it, so oops. So today in DC, sunrise is at 7:29, whereas in Petoskey, Michigan, it's going to be at 8:05. And then sunset's at 7:36, and sunset's going to be at 7:08 in what do I have this set to? DC. So that's, and you do have like, there is an elevation change, so there is a difference. So if you look on, let's see, where will Google Maps do it? I can't think of, there's one of them that will do the way the sunrise and sunset goes, gives the shadow. Let's see if I zoom out. No, it does not. Let me check something else. Okay, I found one. So this, which I think is uses open maps, so you can see how the sunrise and sunset, how the line is right now is pretty even, but in the winter it's more the parabola is more defined, and then in the summer, and I'm using all northern hemisphere seasons on this, the parabola will go the other way. So in June you'll have a more rounded, more like a V shape, whereas in the winter in the northern hemisphere, or you have a more A shaped. So that where I was getting to, and you're not going to see the line, the gray line, and this is something called the gray line, where you have the times, the difference between night and day, and there's different things with propagations and stuff like that. Whereas someplace like New York, which is almost right above DC, may have a because of the way the line goes, the gray line goes, may have a much different sunrise and sunset. So let's actually check that out. So this one is still DC, and then we will go with just if I do NYC, New York, okay. So the sunrise is 7:18 in New York and 7:29 in DC. So there is a 10 minute difference. Now let's go to let's go to December 2026 on both of those. And let's see. December 2026, and we'll go with the yes, yeah, the between the day and twilight is the Terminator. Just because I was using a amateur radio website and propagation, that's why I used the gray line, because certain radio frequencies will actually propagate differently along that line. So this is New York. New York sunrise on the 21st would be 7:16, and in this one is sent to DC on the 21st would be 7:23. So not that, it's actually, so 7:23, and what I say 7:21. So yeah, almost 8 minutes difference in December. So that is that actually isn't much of a difference, but it is a difference. And then this one's New York. Let's go with let's see what's on that side. Miami. I think Miami is on that. I can't remember. Well, actually, let's just go with Orlando. So Orlando is going to be 7:42, and what is this? New York. New York would be, so yeah. That's actually that's almost a half-hour difference between the sunrise and again, it's New York is a little further east, so you can't get an exact time, but the more southern you go, and then the closer to the equator, the more even it becomes throughout the year. Let's try Bogota, Colombia. We'll go with that, which is not showing exactly what the sun direction's almost 90 degrees, so that's pretty close to the equator, close enough for. And yeah, so their sunrise and sunset is at 6 and 6, and then in December, yeah, so in December it's a little bit off, but still it's almost 12 hours of daylight, whereas in let's go further north. So let's go with, I don't know any. I'm just gonna go with Greenland in general because I can't think of any there, and we'll go with I'm not even gonna pronounce that, and we are going to and this is a lot different. Yeah, sunrise, sunset. Okay. And we are going to go back to December. take a look out their sunrise and sunset. I could probably have done like somewhere in Alaska, like Nome, Alaska or something. But I was keeping it more of the Atlantic side just because for whatever reason. So yeah, the daylight in Nuuk, Greenland is only 4 hours because of the way the parabola meets up. Okay, so Pella del Carma, and I apologize if I just butchered that. So let's see. Okay. Sunrise and sunset. Your sunrise today will be 7:02. Your sunset will be 6:55. And yeah, you are closer to the equator. So now you have about 12 hours of daylight. So let's see what you have in December. Yeah, so in December, yeah, you're still 11 hours, so you're losing a little bit of daylight, but not much. And let's go back to, and in December, it's about 12:30-ish, 12:40-ish is your solar noon. But now, let's see. Yeah, your solar noon is pretty close to 1 o'clock. Yeah. Actually, on the first, it was 1 o'clock. So today, your solar noon will be at 12:59. And so, okay, and your sun altitude is at 65 degrees, and the sun distance is, yeah, it probably makes, let's see, what is the sun's distance in Bogota is 92.263, 92.263, and in Greenland 90. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be pretty consistent from around the world. So yeah, I was wondering if with the tilt of the Earth, if that was gonna make a difference on how that worked out. Yeah, I've never really actually paid attention to the solar noon. It's, but yeah, it's if every place kept exactly 12 as the solar noon, you would have hundreds of time zones. The weird thing is, me, yeah. So the current time. So let's do Afghanistan. And we'll do Cabal is their time right now is 11:50. They are a half-hour time zone, which is just interesting. So so if you were to do that in the United States, where you would have like the Eastern time zone, and then you would have like the Eastern second half, so that's where like maybe Michigan would fall in. But trying to figure out what time places are, and there is I can't remember where it is, a 15-minute time zone. There's somewhere. I can't think of where it is. Half hour, 45-minute time zones. So, some country and territories have offset daylight savings time. Yeah, so Austrian, Australian, not Austrian. Oh, I did not know Newfoundland was one of them. New Zealand is another. Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, we already said. Iran, which is in the news, is also a half hour time zone. Now, is Brazil all one time zone, or is it broken up into other time zones? I don't know. Nepal is a 45-minute. Myanmar is a half hour. North Korea. Venezuela. Okay. So, okay, Brazil does have multiple time zones. Okay. Kind of makes sense based on its size. Well, and this is looking at a flat map, which distorts sizes anyway, so it's really hard to judge that. It's multiple. What was I looking up? Yeah, so making everything standard time seems to be the winning out on the poll. So if you want to go ahead and vote on that poll, also put that poll as a post on my channel. Does anyone else have any other interesting time zone facts that we can explore? Let's see. world clock, main world clock. So you got New York, you got London, you got Tokyo. Okay. So where is it still a Saturday? It's still Saturday in... It's still Saturday in parts of the... Well, parts of the continental United States, I think. Well, in Anchorage, it's still Saturday. And where else? Pretty much Seattle. Okay, so Seattle still, yep, another half hour away from being Sunday. Yeah, because they they were going to get rid of daylight savings time, but I think they were going to make daylight saving times permanent. Let's see if I can find that bill. It's been introduced several times. Yeah, the Sunshine Protection Act. So let's see what this one said. Hmm. Make daylight savings time permanent and for other purposes. Yeah, so this this bill, which was introduced last year, would have made daylight savings time permanent, which is I think the same thing as I think the last two Congresses had come up with is so like the one of like I think there's one in 2023 and I think one in 2021. So I think each Congress had come up with it. So this one doesn't look like it got any traction. Had 31 co-sponsors. Yeah, one of them actually got through, I believe it was through the House. Let me see if I can find the one for 20. I'm just gonna start throwing years in here. 24. Is that the one? Yeah, well, let's go with Wikipedia. Yeah, so each state gets to decide, but I can't remember if it was something where they had to decide the first time, and if they opted in, they opted in. If they didn't, and they couldn't change their mind. I can't remember. Um, Do, do, do. Okay, so it passed the Senate but not the House. Okay. In 2022, which was the 117th Congress. So that I think that's the closest it's gotten. And yeah, it was originally so Marco Rubio tends to be the one that keeps suggesting it or submitting it or however it might be. So it's this citation by unanimous consent is usually will like reference so you can pull up the primary source. And that's let's go on a little bit of a tangent on using Wikipedia for, I'm not even going to say academic, it's for school. Anytime every teacher, every professor is like, you can't use it, but you can use it as a roadmap. So you can't quote or cite directly from here, but if you go and not blindly cite it, because it's as bad as AI hallucinating, but you go, okay, let me go find this article, and of course, it did go through. Find this article, and then I can quote this article. Whereas, like, you can't quote or cite from Wikipedia. But which is what I've always done. If it's just something where I'm just looking for nonsense, I like what doing here. I will just go around and take most of Wikipedia at face value. But if I'm trying to really find out, especially if something's controversial, because let's see, when was the last time this was edited? Page was last edited uh, in February. No, actually, that's not. Considering what's, let's see, the U.S. daylight savings time. Let's see when that was last edited. Oh, I would think that just because of the time of the year, somebody would have made a change to it. But let's see. View history. Yeah, it just looks like minor changes. I'm trying to think of. Let's see. Yeah, that would be a. This one may actually have one of those restrictions on it where you have to have an account or something. Yeah, that one was edited a few hours ago. Gee. Let's see what the history is on this. Yeah, this one is. It's. I would have. So maybe a week earlier. It looks like once a week, but it looks like for some reason February 19th had a couple of them. But it was all by, it looks like the same user, if I'm reading this correct. Okay, Eric, you have a good night. Yeah, I really should probably get going soon too. But I do want to remember to change my other smoke alarm. So give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna go put this smoke alarm up and bring back almost the exact same one, because I think I bought them both at the same time. So I'm gonna go mount this one and go grab the other one so we can change the battery. I will be right back. Yeah, sorry for the delay. I had a hell of a time trying to mount that. It just kept spinning. So let's go ahead and pull this out and let's see what the voltage on this one is. Grab the two probes. Yeah, so this one's about 8 volts. Put that with the other one. I think I already tested this. It was like 9.7 if I recall. Yep. So make sure I line this one up correctly. And this is definitely, I think this was a brighter white now. Yeah, that just might be the color. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do a test. So if you have headphones in, go ahead, pull them out. So that worked. I will mount that after the stream. So I can throw out this box. So this battery is, I needed a battery for my key fob, and they only come in packs of 2. So this is probably going to sit somewhere, and I'm going to forget where it is and just order another one. And there's that whole thing about the button batteries, and there's a lot of places that you can't get them. I think in the US they did do a restriction, but I know I believe it's Australia, if you order a motherboard, the motherboard will come without the batteries. You have to buy the batteries separate, and had a box. So the box that this battery came in had this sticker on it. Let me just make sure there's nothing else to show, but it had this sticker on it. And yeah, literally it was I bought it from Amazon, and it came in a giant box with that. I'd only seen those when I had bought other like lithium batteries. I had never seen it on an alkaline battery before. Now, I am really considering changing this out, and I can't remember if I finished setting up the code for this. And do I have a... Yeah, let me go ahead and I think I have a wire.
I just realized I had no audio for the last, probably since I reset it. I do apologize. You're probably wondering what I'm clicking on. So, and I just had to switch to my webcam because uh, okay.
Let's see. Now my audio should be better. I do really apologize. And I still have 6 people here and was just. You guys were just hanging out without me talking. I apologize. And we're about to switch over to. Oops. Yeah, about to switch over Central Time in about 15 seconds. And yeah, so I don't know what I was talking about for probably the last 15 minutes. Yeah, so it's been about 15 minutes of me talking and no one hearing it. And I should set up a second display for my to actually monitor OBS so I can actually see when the audio just cuts out. And we are now, yep. So Central Time is now on daylight time, and so I wonder when this switches over if it's gonna do another or have a mountain standard and a mountain daylight, which yeah, I'm not even gonna try to figure that one out. So what I was saying is that I now have 900 subscribers. So thank you anyone who subscribed during the live stream. But I only have 560 valid watch hours towards the YouTube partner program. So that's going to be a ways off, and only 16,000 shorts views. And that's where I was going with this is my most popular are my 12 days of Christmas, and even today are still the most popular videos that. So in the last 48 hours, the 12 days of Christmas. So what I had done with the 12 days is I did up until December 25th as the first 12, and then I went to, which is traditionally the 12 days of Christmas, starting on Christmas and going to um, Little Christmas. It's called a couple other things. Three Kings Day, December 6th. So I had done 2 sets. So each, so this one here. So one of them. Let me see. So this one here has gotten 294 views in the last um 48 hours. This one got 241. Uh, Day 11 has 85. Day 4, 68. So those seem to really be my most popular videos, and still not enough to make a dent in the YouTube partner program. So hopefully more people start watching some of my longer form videos. And the most popular ones there, let's see what those are. My FFmpeg, which with the X11 grab, which I I still need to figure out what I'm doing with that, because X11 seems to be very deprecated. So on this computer I have Wayland running, and I can't get Wayland to do a screen grab, which is why I went back to OBS on this computer. the Raspberry Pi Pico, which I'm still, as you saw earlier, I'm still working on that, which is what knocked out. I ended up knocking everything out with that. This is a fun, interesting one. Is I came across, and I think I did this on a Raspberry Pi on a. I made a what is it called? Pi Arcade maybe. Um, I can't think what it's called, but basically it's a. This is a NES emulator, and somebody made an Angry Birds for it. So that was me playing it for like 7 minutes. What is making sound? What did I click on? That is weird. An ad just started playing on my other computer to a video that I thought was paused. It did that. Okay, that was just weird. Um, and then installing Debian 12. I think I did start doing some videos with Debian 13 when Trixie came out. I think Trixie is stable now. Debian's stable. I think that's Trixie. Yeah. Yeah, so Trixie is stable. Testing is, was it Forky? Yeah, Forky. So I may make a machine with Forky, and I still want to do a machine with Sid and see how Sid works out um with him what's is going on. So ah, and after Forky is Duke. So yeah, so in August, so it's been 9 months. Trixie came out. It's actually the end of life for Debian Bookworm is going to be in June. So I'm wondering if that's when Trixie came out. No, so don't mind me babbling. So Bookworm is going to be end of life in March, April, May, June, the 3 months. And extended end of life and end of extended oh long-term support. Sorry. Yeah, so long-term support is going to go to 2028 and end of extended long-term support is going to be until 2033, which is you look at Linux and you're like, okay, so something that came out in 2017, so Stretch, still has extended long-term support until 2027, but Windows 10 is end of life. Is it? I think yeah. Windows. Yeah, let's look at the Wikipedia page for Windows 10. And I said I was going to go to sleep at 4. And get like 3 hours of sleep. So it came out in 20. Okay, so yeah, maybe yeah, about 10 years. I I thought it was a lot less than that. So yeah, Windows 10 came out there, and the final release was in February. Okay. Okay. Um, Final preview, channel discontinued. Yeah. So I still wonder if anyone with Windows 10 are still getting updates, because my Windows 7 machine still gets occasional updates, and that's just archaically old. But I still have some legacy programs that I need Windows 7 for, that uh, basically break with Windows 8 or after, so it has to be Windows 7. Um, yeah, so Windows 10, yeah, 2015. So then 2021 is when Windows 11 came out. Yeah, so about a 6. Okay, there's a formatting error on this page, and I don't know enough about Wikipedia to fix that. How long has it been like that? Literally, let's see, view history. That's okay. Let's see, if I click here, do I see the version? Yes, that's the version that has. Wait, no, it doesn't have the error in it. Yeah, it does. Okay. Now let's go one version back. It still has the error. Someone make changes and not. I'm just gonna go back to February 1st. See if that error is still there. So it might be just my computer is. Oh, that's just weird. Let's see. Let's go back to December. See if that error is still there. Yeah. So I don't think somebody would have kept an error that long on here. So I am going to guess that. Whoops. That that is just something on my computer. Expression error, unrecognized word, ref. Okay, let's go back to the current page. Oops. And the chat is kind of slowed down or went down to nothing. Let me see. So Windows 10. Let's see if there's an error in the formatting with this one. No. Go back to Windows 11. And there. So let's see. View source. Okay, so I wouldn't even be able to make a change to it, but yeah. Okay, so got 7 votes on the poll. I don't think I have any. Probably nobody. Oh, up to 901 subscribers. So again, thank you for subscribing. And 0 votes. So if you want to vote again, you can always go to the post. And then you can check out some playlists. Whatever links I have. I have my blog, which I haven't updated in a while. GitHub, yeah, there's a whole bunch of projects I need to really set up in GitHub, and business inquiries. So, and the website, which I need to update that also. Yeah, so it looks like when we started off this live stream, I had 899 now. So I will gladly accept those 2 new subscribers and thank you. I have 370 videos and actually, how many actual views do I have? I think that's totaled out now. So 252,709 views. This date is misleading because this was a dead channel for years. I don't think, let's see, when did I publish the first video? First video, which was, I believe, a Zelda. No, it was before I did the Zelda videos. These, yeah, these. So this one, so 4 years ago, which I'm almost, I think it's like June of 2021. Let's see. If I open this, let's see if it'll say. So, yep, July. I was off. July 19th was when I released the first video. There's that. I just noticed something. So over here, getting because of the watermark from Google with the subscribe watermark is like overlapping. So I could move the subscribe to the other side, but I think it's fine where it is. And actually, my regular logo in a bad spot? Did I do... No. Okay, I just haven't zoomed in. Okay. I was thinking the regular logo was cut off. But no, this is the right spot. Okay. Yeah, this has been going on for 2 hours now. Like 2 hours and 15 minutes. So let me just figure something out real quick. Yeah, I think I am going to just go ahead and put that other smoke detector back, and I will be right back to start closing this out. Okay, so that's okay. Did an ad pop up on this? Oh, I have it on auto. Yeah. So buffering, it looks like. I don't know why. Let's see, stream health. Error, you're not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming. Hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's how I can monitor. I put captions on. If I see captions, then I know that the speaker is working. Okay. So I have a couple videos I am working on. I don't know when I will get around to finishing them, but I do need to go and get some sleep because I need to get up tomorrow and go donate blood. I don't know what time. I think I'm only gonna get like maybe 4 hours of sleep. So those that have been sticking around, I do appreciate it. I will try to make more uh, live streams. I'm gonna try a bunch of different times, but this was fun. It actually forced me to change my batteries on my smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Um, I think my other carbon monoxide detector has a like life battery, so that I don't need to worry about. I did have a plug-in one for a few years, but like I said, ugh, those die out quickly, or those die out. Yeah, I think I want to say after 5 years. And did I really put 2024 as the daylight in the description? I'm just reading the description now for this video, and yeah, I put 2024. Yeah, because why not? So I'm just gonna close out some things, and gotten in the last hour, I've gotten 18 views on this. But if somebody gets kicked off and comes back on, it counts as a view. So I'm not going to be overly concerned with that. And I think it's shown like I've had 53 viewers, and oh, I think the most I've had is 7 people, and it's probably the same 7 people, or a couple people that are like, oh, this chat came in. I'll click on that uh, thumbnail. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, and leave. But yeah, no, it's. I'm just rambling at this point. So let me go ahead and close this out. Um, yeah, sunrise. So half the country ish is convert already in daylight savings. So I am going to go ahead and close this out. So let me find OBS, and thank you for watching. You have a great day.